Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host of the most, as always, Francois878, and today we're going to be talking about the new batch of augment mods that came out in update 20.2. Now, 4 new mods came out for Nezha, Inaros, Titania, and Avara. We're going to go through them one at a time. I'm going to basically just state purely my opinion on them, and then I'll wrap it up. But Nezha's first, as you can see here in the footage. Nezha's augment is for Firewalker, and it's called Pyroclastic Flow. It accumulates 150% of the damage dealt by Firewalker, and then unleashes it in a line of fire that lasts 10 seconds. Now, the line of fire doesn't mention this, but it basically, when you deactivate Firewalker, it will blast a straight line of fire that deals 150% of the total damage inflicted by Firewalker for the duration of the ability. This is a really awesome... If you have a Firewalker Nezha, this augment is crazy good. Because it doesn't... there's no downside, and it's just an insane amount of single target damage when you need it. It's literally hundreds of thousands of damage sometimes. So it's a really solid augment, which I'm very happy about, because Safeguard was another... Safeguard had a really great augment on Nezha as well. So I'm really hoping they keep up the good work, because I like Nezha. I think Nezha is definitely an underrated frame. But the second mod that we're going to talk about today is Inaros' mod, Negation Swarm. This is a augment mod for Scarab Swarm. Scarab armor protects Inaros from status effects and knockdown, which is not mentioned on the mod, consuming 3% of your Scarab armor for each effect resisted. This one I'm kind of 50-50 on, because it is a legitimately decent mod. Being immune to status effects for 3% of your armor is a negligible trade, especially knockdown. Knockdown, even on a frame like Inaros, even like he's such an awesome tank frame, you know, a knockdown on certain level content can be an absolute death wish. So it's an interesting mod. The problem is finding room for it in most builds, I feel. That's going to be the trickiest part. But I do think it has potential. I do think it has potential. Now we get to the mods with less potential. Titania's Beguiling Lantern. This is the augment mod for Lantern, obviously. Attracted enemies take 100% more melee damage from all squad mates. Lantern is a nearly useless ability. Basically what Lantern is, for those of you who don't know, basically you hit an enemy with Lantern, they start floating, and anybody in the area will start following them mindlessly. It's like a worse version of Octavia's Resonator, because the enemy just floats away willy-nilly, and it's not even a practical form of CC. So, Beguiling Lantern, this is not even remotely useful for, like, yeah, 100% more melee damage is great, but it's not practical to use Lantern. She's got other abilities that are a lot better, and it's not even worth putting it in your build, honestly. It's sad that they went with such a subpar augment for Titania, because Lantern is already a subpar ability. So they messed this one up quite a bit, I think. This is not good. But the final augment is Avara's augment for Navigator. And it's called Piercing Navigator. Each hit increases the projectile's crit chance by 10% up to 50%. Here's the problem with Navigator, is that it's junk. It's kind of the same thing with Titania. Both Lantern and Navigator are the weakest abilities in the respective frames' kits, and their augments should have been able to bring them up in a way that they're viable, and that's definitely not the case for either of these two. They're both subpar augments for subpar abilities, and I still have no reason to use Navigator or Lantern. Their kits, the rest of their kits are just too good. You know, there's honestly no reason for me to try and use either of these skills or these augments, is what it comes down to. 50% crit chance is nice, but to sit and actually use Navigator is hideous. So, and it's just not practical. So, like I said, weak abilities with weak augments is sad. Neja's and Inaros's augments were good, though. It was a 50-50 split for me this time around, honestly. So hopefully next time, you know, DE does a little better on these augments. Hopefully DE also, if DE is going to ask the design council to design augments, maybe they take the design choices seriously. Maybe, I don't know. But thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of these mods, if I'm out of my mind on Lantern and Navigator. I don't think I am, for the record. I think I'm pretty spot on for those. But thank you very much again for watching, and I've been your host the most, as always, Francois878, signing off.